Hey guys, welcome to Chicken Derby with the Professor. All right, we have a special video today. I'm joined by my two friends, Hemz and Shane. My two friends are from the Gods and Shane community who have started to transition over to Chicken Derby just like I have. Wanted to bring them both onto the video today to talk about their experiences and why they're getting into Chicken Derby and what their expectations are for the game. So it's good to hear some fresh perspective from a couple of players that are just getting into Chicken Derby. For those of you that are on the fence and thinking about learning more about the game, hearing from people that are just getting into it is perfect perspective. So first of all, welcome Hems and welcome Shane. How are you both doing?
Doing great. How are you doing, Prof? How's it going, guys? I really appreciate you having me on to do this. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks, Shane. How about you,
Yeah,
Hems?
I'm excited to be here. Thanks, Professor. Looking forward to this little get together with you guys today.
Yeah, sounds good. What
Excellent.
better way to get together and talk about chickens? So let me start with
Oh,
Hems
yes.
here. Yeah, definitely. So Hems, just overall, like your background, how did you get started with, blockchain games and crypto?
I've been into crypto for about nearly, say, coming up to about 9 months. A colleague of mine at work just kept on mentioning it, uh, just basically drilled it into me to basically, do some research and see what it's all about. But I've always been a tech nerdy type guy anyway, so I'm a little bit surprised that I'm this late to the party. Well, I won't say late, but why I've left it this long, to be honest. And yeah, I got into ADA quite early on, and seen some nice returns on that right now, and some other cryptocurrencies as well. And I'm just trying to jog my memory back on when I actually found Gods Unchained. I think it was some. I'm not sure if it was an ad or something, but I looked into it. I thought, this is interesting. I don't have a background of playing card games, so this was, kind of all new to me. But I gave it a go and just got instantly hooked. So I looked into it, watched a few of your videos as well, by the way. But I also love the aspect of ownership. Well, I think like previous games I played where you buy in, add-ons to make whatever game better, to be better is, pretty much dead money in my opinion, because you don't get to keep it. And then when the next title comes out the following year, you're basically starting all over again from scratch. So this really appeals to me that, you do own actually ownership of your assets. And if you want to sell them for whatever price you feel, they are worth, or if you want to keep them and wait, then, you've got the best of both worlds really. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty much what
yeah,
I'm at right.
yeah, thanks for sharing that. That sounds good. So it sounds like you've always been in the tech side. You had a friend and a coworker
Yes.
talking to you about crypto, got you intrigued to look into it, bought some cryptocurrencies, then found the blockchain play to earn games.
Yes.
Great,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then I totally agree. I think that the sense of ownership and the play to earn aspect is what kind of makes it real for people understanding that, especially people that are into the games, because the old gaming model has always been, you know, you put the money in and then, you don't get any money out, but you get some entertainment out of it, but not really, you're not expecting to get some money back. So this is definitely a new perspective that I think is just starting to catch on everywhere. So it's good for people like us getting in early. So thanks for sharing that. And Shane, how did you get started with blockchain and crypto?
Yeah, I think I I think I first invested in crypto about a year and a half ago. I remember it was, so about like June of 2020, I had some extra money sitting around from unemployment, during the pandemic, and I wanted to find a way that money could start working for me. So, first started out in traditional investing, and then eventually, moved over to crypto, and then I've been playing Gods Unchained for probably the last 6 months. Basically as much as I could. I had been introduced to the blockchain gaming space, and I was kind of looking at a lot of games. They all seemed kind of like, you know, the main draw of them was that they were play to earn, but they didn't seem like great games. And then I came across Gods Unchained as I was looking for those, and just kind of blown away with how much of a complete game it seemed like. And I had some experience playing Hearthstone, and so it just seemed like a perfect fit. And so yeah, I've been playing ever since. I joined a team. Shout out to Cujo, and yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I think it's totally fair that part of the reason bringing both of you to the video is we're talking to people that got into crypto and the blockchain gaming and play to earn, maybe a year experience at most. We're not talking to people that's been here since, into crypto at 2018. I myself am fairly new to the blockchain side as well. So it's good to get that perspective, targeting people that are starting to look into it, looking for projects just like we probably did when we first started looking at play to earn games. And Chicken Derby is, I think, one of those projects that people will be looking at. So it's good to get their perspective in. So speaking of Chicken Derby, let's start with you, Shane. How did you hear about Chicken Derby, and what kind of piqued your interest that you decided to kind of jump into it?
It caught my interest because I always kind of regretted not getting into Zed Run. I looked a lot into it. I guess I just never ended up really pulling the trigger on it. But it was always something that really interested me. And then so when I saw this coming up, that obviously it's going to draw a lot of comparisons to Zed Run, but it had a lot of other dimensions to it that I thought were really interesting that we can go into, in a little bit. But yeah, it just feeling like I missed the boat on that. It was really exciting to see something else that looked similar, but in my opinion, maybe even better than Zed Run. So
Yeah, yeah, it's
I'm really
great to hear
excited.
that. Yeah, no, that's definitely a good comparison that you made. Um, I heard about Chicken Derby through Caution Fun actually, and this was a while ago, like several months ago. He was the first one telling me about it, and I remember the quote that he told me to kind of give me an idea of what the game was about. He said basically it's a Zed Run combined with Mario Kart, right? Because of all the different
Right.
talents and the different craziness in the game. So I'm happy to hear that
Yeah.
you heard about the game and you decided to make the jump into it. And I do agree.
And I will just quickly say, and then after that, I forgot to say, it was you and Caution's video that kind of made me really pull the trigger. I'd heard about it before, but then I watched you guys kind of give me the lay of the land of, what I could be looking for in a chicken. And so I felt like I had enough information. And then like literally 2 hours after I watched your video, I was like, you know what, I'm going to get myself some chickens. So I bought 2 chickens right after that.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that mention. I appreciate it. Yeah, Kachin and I really wanted to create that video to give the people idea on what they're buying. I myself didn't know anything about the chickens before I made that video. I had to do some homework. I participated in the airdrop just to get the chickens, and I got the chickens. Literally, I got them, and I was like, okay, I got chickens, and I was like, okay, now what? So I had to like ask Caution, what am I looking at here? And we are gonna go into that with your chickens as well, Hems and Shane. But yeah, the purpose of that video was definitely kind of give people like you an idea of what to look for instead of just buying blindly. It's kind of like, when we're making investments into crypto. I mean, there's thousands of coins out there without a guide or anything, knowing what to buy. You can end up just buying, duds out there. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Shane. I appreciate it. Let me pivot over to Hems here. How did you hear about Chicken Derby, Hems, and what caught your interest about it?
I think Play to Win mentioned it on Cargus's stream quite a while ago, and I just kind of just forgot about it. And then I actually went onto his website. I believe it's his website, and it was up there as like a title which is not playable yet, but it's got a good user base and so on. So I went onto Discord.
Yeah, let me jump in. That's Play to Earn. Play to Earn.net.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to him. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And I just and as soon as I saw racing and breeding, I was instantly intrigued. I was like, yes, because previously I played an horse racing game called Starters Orders for probably on off for 15 years. Is it 15? Yeah, so the breeding aspect, and I'm a big horse racing fan as well. Love it, passionate about it and everything. So the concept of this was just like, I did laugh at it, but it's just so me. It's just, yeah, like craziness, the breeding. I'm so excited about the different cities where these races are going to be run. different terrains and just all that. Yeah. But the breeding side for me is where I'm most excited about. Yeah, the mechanics behind it, what hidden traits and abilities are going to be, you can find within these chickens. And yeah, it really is. It's got me more excited than any game I've been into for a long time. And
Yeah,
on the flip side is that you have the potential to actually make a passive income as well, which is, it's just unheard of. You just don't, just not. It's just great. Love it.
yeah, right on.
And
It's
yeah,
great
that's
to
pretty much where I'm at. And I missed out on the airdrop, which I was sad and heartbroken all day long. It really was, because I had some MATIC ready to go, and I think I had enough for 14 to mint 14 chickens. And I thought that I did everything right on the day when it was the second drop, and I'm waiting there, and I've signed for the contract, and it just got stuck on the loading screen, and I'm like, oh no. So I went back onto the Discord, and there was other people just with the same issue as me on the loading screen, but there's other people actually minting them, and I'm like, oh no, there's something not right here. And then within like a couple of minutes, they've sold out, and I'm like, I missed it. Wait. And that was, yeah. Even my partner says, what's wrong with you? I've been excited for weeks for this drop, and I didn't end up getting any. It's just so, yeah, it was deflating to say the least.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I
But
hear you about that.
yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's good.
I was super excited for you and for Caution and anybody else who got in, because yeah, it's cost me quite a bit now in stocking up with them.
Yeah,
Definitely has.
thank you for that. I appreciate it. Definitely got lucky with my airdrop. But yeah, it's nice to hear that that this game almost seems like a perfect fit for you in terms of your passion and your interest. That's definitely when you know a game
Yeah.
is going to work out for you. So I love to hear something like that. I do remember the day of the airdrop, you and I were talking about in Discord. And I remember I messaged you
Yes.
and asked if you got some and you didn't. And I was like, hey, check out OpenSea. And at that point, that was before I knew what talents were. I didn't even know what to look for, but I just had to mention to you. I was like, check out OpenSea. You could see some. And then next thing I know, you were messaging me. You were like, I picked up this one. I picked up that one. I picked up that one. I was like, whoa, this guy's serious. So yeah, I remember that day for you. Um, I was happy that you were able to pick some stuff up at OpenSea in the second market. And for those of you out there that's listening to this video now, the airdrops for the first 33,330 chickens is done. So right now, the only place to buy chickens is on the marketplace out in OpenSea. So for those of you that are interested in getting into Chicken Derby, you'll be going into OpenSea the same way Hemz and Shane have been picking up these chickens. Um, so this kind of segues into, as we're talking about picking up chickens now, we're going to segue to our next question here. Um, we could start with Hams. You've been picking up chickens since the airdrop up to now. Um,
Yeah.
and maybe if you quickly go over your strategy on how you've been just picking and choosing your chickens.
Uh, Pretty much read the tutorial about 20 times and just trying to really understand the certain heritage, talents, and the perfection, but we're not sure how this correlates with how high, yeah, we know that 100% is pretty much going to win most of the time. But it's these hidden abilities which they hinted at with the white beaks. And that's where I've been kind of directing myself in chickens to buy. Yeah, so I think I own about 8 white beak chickens now. So I'm super excited, but also apprehensive of what these are gonna, because it's only 2,000 of them, so that's quite rare in their own right. And I've basically accumulated 21 now,
Wow.
and yeah, I'm looking every day because I think if anybody's watching this once you put it live, is that the floor price right now is way better than what it was, say, 5 days ago. The floor price for the, just the standard Dawkins was 0.08. Now they're down to 0.05 or 0.06.
Okay.
So there's definitely some bargains, considering what the floor price was, like 5 days ago. So I would definitely go shopping if people are interested, because there's some good bargains right now out there. There really is. I'm pretty much looking every day. There's probably one more I want, but I don't know if it's just out of my price range. I'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how that
Yeah.
develops. But yeah, happy to hear you're picking up the white beak chickens. Not sure if you're aware, but there's a small community in the Chicken Derby um, overall community right now. They're called the White Beak Gang. So it sounds like you're already a member since you already have some of those white beaks. But yeah, shout out to the White Beak Gang. Amazing to hear you already have 21 chickens. That's way more than I have, and it really kind of ties into what you were talking about earlier, how you're passionate about this game and feels like it's a good fit.
Yes.
So that's amazing to hear, and we'll probably go into a little bit more later on sort of what your plans with those chickens will be. But let me jump over to Shane. I know Shane mentioned that he was able to pick up his chickens after watching the video that Caution and I made about explaining the different talents and how to sort of pick through the different chickens. Is that the strategy you followed, Shane, or did you kind of apply something else on top of it?
I do actually kind of have a specific strategy of how I've been picking out chickens. But actually, before I say that, I do just want to urge anyone, if you're watching this video and you've been on OpenSea and you've looked at all these chickens, it can be a little bit overwhelming. There's so many different traits and heritages, and you may not know. I mean, you'd be do really well to watch one of Prof's videos, and he kind of goes over a lot of that stuff and helps you and kind of helps to walk you through a lot of that. But I would just urge you to. I think a lot of these chickens are going to end up being valuable. I mean, if you compare these chickens to something like Zedrun, a comparison that I've been making a lot. So the floor price of these chickens is around the same as the floor price in Zedrun. But if you notice, there's like I think there's around 100,000 Zedrun horses right now, and there's only a third of that of these chickens. And a lot of the floor Zedrun horses are horses that, in my mind, will never really end up being valuable at all. I mean, they're horses that have been, they're many generations down of being bred. Some of them have been raced and been somewhat confirmed to be not very good racers, and so there's not a lot of redeeming qualities of a lot of these floor horses in Zedrun. But I'd say the complete opposite for Chicken Derby. The worst. We don't know exactly how the perfection is going to really play itself out once the races start, but the lowest perfection chicken you can get right now is a 90%, and all of these chickens are the equivalent of the Genesis horses back in Zedrun. So I would just say that if you're looking to buy a chicken and you feel like you don't know which one to buy and you don't have a big budget, buying a floor chicken right now I think is still a really great investment, and I think all of these chickens will eventually be very valuable. Eventually, someday down the road, it will be pretty rare to see one of these, quote unquote, spicy chickens. So, but that being said, I do look for certain things. I have kind of a plan. So I do really like the traits and the talents, and so I actually, based off of Caution's video, I've been looking for specific talents. I really like the ones that help your chicken rather than hurting other chickens. It's kind of a game theory thing where you'd much rather be putting yourself ahead than putting maybe one or two chickens behind. Because there's still probably 6 other chickens that you have to deal with, so it's a lot more. I guess you would say positive EV to help yourself. And then there's also some talents that are combo talents, as Caution called them, where not only are you helping yourself, but you're also hurting other chickens. Things like the helicopter, things like the jetpack, things like the the one that makes you turn into a dinosaur. So I've been prioritizing those devolution. That's right. So I've been prioritizing those talents. And I've been trying to hedge my bets a little bit. So my first two chickens that I bought, and we can I know you're gonna show this chicken a little bit later, but my first two chickens I bought were two sultans, with the intention of mating those chickens. So I bought a hen and a rooster, and I wanted to eventually, without having to pay anyone else for stud fees or whatever you would call it, I wanted to be able to build out my coop by myself, and build it with a good line of, with a good lineage, with two chickens that come from a good heritage. And the best ones that I could afford were two sultans. And then recently, actually today, I just picked up a chicken that I considered to be more of my racer.
Hey, guy.
So I went down to a lower heritage that was more in my budget. So I bought a Lackenfelder that was a 98 perfection, thinking that perfection was going to have more to do with helping you with racing and stuff. So I've got kind of my breeders and I've got my racer, and that's kind of how I'm thinking about it for the moment.
Nice. Thanks for sharing that, Shane. I appreciate it. I love the tip you gave comparing it to Zed Run, how floor chickens in this game is not, it's called floor, but it technically, you're right, it's still the early drop Genesis chicken, so they're still valuable. And I like how you're going into the different strategies that you have. You did mention Caution's video, so let me just kind of share that to the viewers if they are going to be watching this. Caution Fun is another friend of ours. He has a YouTube channel where he's created two videos for now. One is just sort of an overall chicken derby overview, but the other one, he actually goes into in depth to the different talents and how he rates them and how he evaluates them, and that's the one that Shane was referring to. So that definitely recommend checking out Caution Fun's channel. Knows a lot about chicken derby. The way he approaches the different talents and the traits on the chicken was, I found really valuable. That's why I partnered with him and created the video that I did on the different talents. I just like the way how he sort of, on a game analytical perspective, analyzes the chickens. So speaking of chickens, I asked Shane and Hems to send me their best chickens so we could kind of talk about them a little bit. Let's start with Shane, since he was just talking about his chicken. So here's Shane's quote unquote best chicken for now. I'm gonna go ahead and have Shane describe it. We have the traits up here, but go ahead, Shane.
Yeah, so this is one of the two sultans that I bought. This one is only a 93 perfection. The other one is a 94. But what I do like about this one is it does have the jetpack talent. That's one of those combo talents that I was talking about that presumably helps you go faster, but also it says in the description will maybe burn any nearby chickens that happen to be close to the jets. So I definitely prioritize some talents like that. And so, yeah, my plans with these two chickens, I got the highest perfection ones that I could afford for sultans, but it could turn out to be a good racer. I mean, I have a little bit of a theory that so you'll probably, and again, we know little to nothing about how these chickens are going to perform, other than general ideas about, higher perfection chickens will be better. But I have a bit of a theory that you'll be racing a lot against other chickens that are of a similar perfection. So maybe it's possible that, if I'm racing against other chickens that are also 93s, but mine's a sultan and they have a Lackenfelder or a Dorking, and I have a better talent than they do, if that I'll just have a slight advantage against other chickens kind of in my bracket. So that was a little bit of my theory. But yeah, this is mainly because I'm pretty sure too, because it says down there about the situation that it's in the barn. I'm thinking that you won't be able to race and breed chickens at the same time. Again, I don't know if we know that for sure, but so I kind of wanted to have two dedicated breeding chickens that I can just be pumping out eggs all the time, and then have one kind of dedicated racer. So this is gonna be one
Nice.
of my breeding chickens, but does have a good talent, and hopefully, maybe they'll have a higher chance of passing on one of those uncommon talents as well. So I thought it was a good breeder with a good heritage.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. I like the description. I like how you covered the key points here. I do agree. Jetpack is one of the nicer talents. Even just the graphic on it, a chicken strapping on a jetpack with a helmet and just taking off. I think I love that. I like how you're already talking about strategy, where you're talking about dedicated breeder chickens versus racing chicken in the event that one's exclusive of the other, where you can't have something breeding. It might have a cooldown where you can't race right away. So I like how you're kind of hedging your bet and getting some insurance about that already. One thing I did notice about your chicken, as you mentioned, the spicy stock, it still makes it, even though if this was 93 is a higher, a little off the floor of 90. But I think even then, like, something at the 90 perfection with a spicy stock is still considered um, a good chicken. So I like how you had that perspective when you're trying to make a decision. You're not feeling like, floor is trash, because we're still so far above, breeding and all those other chickens, that we still have quality chickens available. But the one thing that I liked about your chicken, Shane, too, that I noticed was the eyes. You have the beauty eyes. It does look really nice. That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah, and then that is the hen too. And I've heard, I mean, who knows, but I've heard some speculation that the beauty eyes might give some kind of bonus to, mating. So, who knows?
Yeah, maybe more
Possible.
likely to lay an egg. What do you think? It is beautiful, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'd lay an egg with that chicken. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. All right, we're gonna jump onto Hemz's chicken now. So this is Hemz's chicken. We're gonna let Hems go ahead and describe the chicken that he wanted to share with us.
This was a very recent purchase, and I was a bit surprised that it was up for the price it was compared to the other ones. This was probably an ETH below any other, with the perfection, the talent, and yeah, it was just I rushed to get some funds into my account to actually get it. I was so worried that I wouldn't pick it up and somebody would snap it from me, but luckily I managed to pick it up, and I think this is probably my best one. The talent, similar to what Shane was saying, is like fan group is. I do have a flock of chicken crazed fans stormed the racetrack in a desperate attempt to get an autograph from their favorite racer. So this basically pushes you in front of the pack, and all the chicken fans are pretty much in the way of the other chickens, is my assumption of this talent. So yeah, this one I'm super stoked about. It's yeah, I really wanted 100%, but just those are just pretty much,
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't sell 100% perfection, no way. But I was very lucky again to grab this one, and it's a rooster, so this one's gonna be uh, pretty much, being busy in the barn and racing as well. I'm going to utilize him as much as I can within the game once it becomes live. And also, again, talking about the white beak, this one also has the rare white beak as well. And there's only 2,100 of these chickens, which actually have this, you could say, a cosmetic look about them. And yeah, I'm super excited about this, guys. This one, yeah, it's
yeah,
great. I'm just so
definitely.
excited for the game.
Yeah, not much to say more about this chicken. I mean, like you said, you would have liked 100, but the next best thing after 100 is 99, and 99 beats a lot of other ones all the way from 90 to 98, everything else even. So definitely the perfection here is, makes you just go wow. The fan group talent, as we know, also from cautious recommendation, is one of the better ones. We feel it gives that self boosting thing that Shane was also talking about. And the other thing is, like you mentioned, Hems, a couple times already, the white beak gang. You got the white beak chicken, the rare ones, possible, bonus down the line with having something like that. We don't know, but I mean, it's good speculation for now, so it doesn't hurt to pick up something with a white beak that's a 99% with a uncommon talent. So yeah, this one's a nice pickup, Hems. I like this one.
Yeah, I'm super happy, Professor. Really am. I was worried that it was going to get snapped up, but lucky for me, I managed to pick it up in time. And
Yeah,
I
you
know I'm just going to send you a photo a vampire hen, which has moving walkway. It's a Dorking and it's a 96 perfection. That's the 99% perfection one. That will probably be my first breed out of all of them. I'm just going to send you it now on Discord just so you can have a look at it. I don't think I've sent you it as a whole. Let me just get up in here.
Yeah, sounds
There
good.
we go. So like this one, yeah, is probably my perfect pairing to start off my breeding. Is the Lakin with this vampire Dorking hen.
All right. So here we have Hemz's other chicken. It's the vampire chicken that he was talking about. It's a 96% Dorking with moving walkway. So you were saying Hems on this one is one of your early pickups?
Yeah. I believe it was my first pickup. I think he listed it at 3.9, bid in 255 and accepted it pretty much straight away. And I think these are going for pretty much double to triple that as well. So I do believe I picked up a bargain here because that moving walkway is one of the rarer talents as well within the game, and it's
Yeah.
the only one I have with moving walkway. I'm just trying to get it up on where it actually moving walkway. A crack construction crew will quickly turn your chicken's lane into a luxury moving walkway. Your chicken can recover their strength and glide past other racers with ease. So
Nice.
yeah, I think it's based on like an airport, moving walkway. So yeah, this one I'm super excited about what this talent actually does when it's on the race course. It's quite a cool talent for sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely sounds like something that's going to be nice thing to have. It's a self-boosting talent as well. The perfection is pretty nice here, 96%, and the we haven't seen the other cosmetic on the other chickens, but this one does have that vampire teeth, which is also a pretty rare cosmetic. So thank you for sharing that one, Hems. All right. Yeah, so thank you guys for sharing your chickens there. I'd love to see the different pickups you have and how excited you are talking about them, and looking forward to how much you guys are looking forward to using them in game, whether it's breeding or racing. And speaking of breeding or racing, you guys already kind of alluded to this a little bit, but maybe quickly let me know, what are you most excited about in terms of the gameplay? So Hems, I think you mentioned earlier you love the breeding part of it. Was that something else
Yeah,
that you're really number one for you, or anything else part of the game?
I'm just looking forward to the race mechanics and stuff. I just think it's going to be so much fun actually seeing these chickens race with all the different talents, and like who comes out on top with like different talents again. It's going to be very informative on like certain talents, what they interact with other talents, and basically who wins races as well. Because it's just such a clouded mystery around the actual gameplay and what's it going to be like. We have seen
Right.
snippets of videos, but it doesn't actually identify a lot about these chickens for me. And also the breeding, which the devs, I must say, are really interactive within the Discord. So any questions and stuff, they pretty much answer it. And there was one question I asked. It was about being able to loan these chickens, like similar to Axes with the scholarship. And one of the devs says yes, they are strongly thinking about having a loan system, but I'm not sure on how that's going to basically interact with the game. I don't know, but that's kind of another exciting element to it as well. Like somebody having 200 chickens, I don't believe you can actually manage that many. It's just way too many. So being able to offload them to like somebody else to help, with your, like racing empire, you could say, is a cool idea to basically incorporate into this game,
Yeah,
I
thank you
believe.
for
And
that.
they're taking extra time. breeding side as well, which I think it's the most important aspect of this game, which I'm sure everybody agrees on, is breeding. They have to get this right. They really do. And how random it's going to be is anybody's guess. But yeah. I'm just super stoked. As you can probably tell with my voice, I'm just really excited to race and breed and have some fun with these chickens. Really am.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I appreciate your you know your answers to the questions. I could definitely feel how excited you are and how much you want to tell people about this game. And we are going to get to a question about that. But yeah, I mean, definitely could tell how much you're vested into this game. And thank you for sharing that part about how the devs are you know the game is still shrouded in mystery, but the devs are interacting and communicative. So I think that's great that you brought that up. That's definitely a sign of some validation with the team and the game and the future of it. So thank you for bringing that up. And how about you, Shane? I know you said that you already have a strategy, in terms of getting a breeding pair and then and then a racing pair. So which part of the game are you really looking forward to, Shane?
Yeah, it's got to be racing for me. I think it's a great opportunity to make some passive income. It's going to be something great I can do probably like between GU games and stuff. Just fire up a chicken race, and then I I would say breeding, but I kind of have a feeling that once I breed two chickens, I'm not really going to want to let that baby go. That's my chick right there. So it's going to be hard to sell that, but I'm sure that'll be pretty lucrative too. But yeah, I think it's got to be racing for me.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I can see that where some people, anytime you play a game, you kind of get an attachment to either your character or a piece of equipment or maybe even a baby chick. So, yeah, I could totally see that viewpoint, Shane, where, if you create a nice baby, you're like, I don't know if I want to sell this, even though someone will pay a lot for it.
I am
Yeah.
100% on that statement. Yeah, I'm going to be reluctant to sell any of my babies. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I know Hems has been really passionate about this game, but let me start with Shane here. Um, And Shane already gave some tips earlier on the chickens, but kind of just your point of view, Shane. What advice would you give, a friend or someone that's not into um, chicken derby right now, but are thinking about it, or you want them to think about it? Like, what would be your elevator, 30-second elevator pitch to them?
Yeah, I would just say I've only been into Chicken Derby for about a week right now, so I don't know if I have a ton to say on Chicken Derby itself. Besides, it looks like a very promising game that it's a really big opportunity right now. That you're getting in so early. Um, we haven't even had races yet, really. So you're still really early. Like I said, I kind of felt like I missed the boat on Zed Run, but this is a whole new opportunity, and I feel like there's even more depth to this game than there is Zed Run. I've heard people say I brought up Chicken Derby actually to one of my friends the other day that is into Zed Run, and they kind of said, "Oh yeah, this looks like the little kid version of Zed Run or something." But I actually think that with the talents and stuff. Some might look at that as like, oh, it's kind of arcadey and it brings more randomness to the game. But I actually think it brings a lot more added depth, especially at this time where you're able to do some speculation on which talents you think will be better than others, and how you want to balance getting a great talent with getting a high perfection or a good heritage. So I think people that are savvy or guess right about what the things you want to prioritize are will have an opportunity to make even more money than others. But really, just NFTs and NFT gaming in general, I would just give you the advice that I really like adding NFTs into my investment strategy just because it can help you a little bit to avoid some of the volatility of the market. I mean, I remember during the big crash. A couple months ago, the only real thing going up was NFTs and Bored Ape Yacht Club, and I think this game is uniquely positioned where Zed Run. I mean, they have different coats and stuff, but this game really takes it to a whole nother level where I feel like your chicken can be just as great of an avatar as any other of these new NFT projects that seem like they're popping up all the time, but they bring so much more utility than that. But they do have both aspects. They're a way to make some passive income by winning some races or breeding, but they're also, just like those other avatars, for whatever reason people think those are valuable, these have the same aspects. Some of these chickens are, they're really cool looking. So I think it gives it's a great combination of all those aspects.
Definitely.
Sure.
I think you brought up a lot of good points there in your response. You know, the fact that it's still early for Chicken Derby, the fact that there's different layers of strategy, doing your research, finding out what to speculate on in terms of talents, the layer of game complexity compared to other games. So yeah, I think you brought up a lot of good points. It could be a puzzle for some people to kind of something to figure out, but then at the same time, at the end of the day, there's going to be the races, the breeding, and the passive income that you brought up a couple times. So appreciate that feedback that point of view that you're sharing there. And how about you, Hems? I know you're super passionate about this game. Um, for if you were just gonna talk to someone randomly and kind of try to sell them on this game, like how would you sell the game to them?
I think Shane picked up a lot of good points of what I was going to say anyway. But for somebody coming into the game, having the opportunity to basically make a passive income within a game, which has a potential to be so much fun and enjoyable, then it's kind of like a no-brainer in my opinion. It's just got all the attributes. Hopefully, be a great NFT game for the future. And the only pretty much question marks I have with this game, and I've got to go back to the breeding, is the inbreeding elements of whether it is possible to inbreed, which can have a detrimental effect on your egg. From previous games I've played, if you breed two of the same horses which have the same linear parents, then it's going to have kind of like a detrimental effect on the performance of that horse or chicken for this matter. So that's where I've asked the question I think a few times, never got an answer back whether it's a yes or a no. So yeah, that's a side of the game where again this breeding has to be done right. And then again, they might not have inbreeding, but most games where you can breed does have an effect. So that's something which, yeah, I've got a question mark in my mind about that. But if I would, anybody who wants to get into this, is that the floor price right now is very affordable for anybody to get into this game. It really is. And even if you just get one chicken, you have the opportunity now to keep whatever you want to breed with, so, an or a rooster, which is good as well, because I'm sure a lot of people have only got one chicken. And looking as well on the open seas, like a few days ago, it was just below 5,000. Now we have 5,100. So there's a lot more new people getting into the game. It's had like another 100 plus people buying these chickens. So that's good. Growth is slowly getting better as well within individual owners. So yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, is definitely give it a go. And if you don't like it, you have the opportunity to sell that chicken, maybe for a profit or for a small loss, but you're not going to lose out, I don't think,
Yeah, great
on
points
whichever you
there.
do.
Great points there, Hems, and I appreciate the end where you said pretty much if it's not for you, you can sell them. And I think that's one thing, we kind of took it for granted when we were talking about blockchain games and play to earn, but we didn't really cover that these are, and then Shane did bring it up, that these are NFTs. And just like,
Yeah,
any entities, if we decide to buy it, we own it, we could, and if it's not for us, we change our mind in a day, in a week, we could turn around and sell it. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Hems. That's definitely an important point for those people on the fence if they're not quite sure. Not going to say it's risk free, but at the same time, you own the asset. You can turn around and sell it if you decide it's not for you. So there's still an opportunity, as Hem said, to either sell for a little bit more profit, break even, or maybe a little bit of a loss. So I want to thank you both for spending this time with me for the video and sharing your thoughts and your experience on Chicken Derby. It means a lot. I know you both shared a lot of valuable insight and experiences. So thank you again, Hems and Shane, for your time. Before we go, I want to make sure we plug your social media links in case viewers want to get in touch with you and follow up and maybe, send you chicken pics. Um, so yeah, so let's start with Shane. Where can people find you, Shane?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Shane Simpson 201. Also, give at Crypto Cujo a follow. That's our GU team. You can follow them on Twitter for, we cover all things NFT gaming. We're getting to a lot of other games right now, really trying to widen our reach, and also join our Discord, the Crypto Cujo Discord. And yeah, thanks a lot for having me on, Prof. This is really fun. And we like the chickens.
Nice. How about you, Hems? Where can people connect with you?
I have been streaming recently. I've been doing it for about 2 weeks. So I'm MsGU on my Twitch channel and also M79 on Twitter. And thanks, Professor. It's been good to actually go live with you and Shane. We should do another one at a later date once we get more updates and things with Chicken Derby
Yeah,
and
well,
touch on key.
sounds good. Yeah, we'll do a roundtable reunion later on. But yeah, so for those of you that didn't write down those links, I'm gonna ask Shane and Hems for their links. I'm gonna throw it in the description of the video, so that way you guys can just click into them and do the follows and connect with these guys. So again, we're gonna end the video now, but again, appreciate Hems and Shane for their time and the information that they shared and the experience. That's the biggest thing. Hopefully, people listening, people watching, we've answered some questions, shed some light. But if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to reach out to these guys directly or leave some comments in the video, and we'll get to them. All right, thank you everyone, and have a good day.